Each year, millions of participants attend festivals and events to celebrate their passion for anime, sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. These events are simply known as cons. And the highlight of these cons are an elite group of highly skilled people who practice the art of cosplay. From deadly game characters to fierce warriors and superheroes, it takes great skill to conceive, create, and flawlessly model these outfits that'll take you from reality to fantasy. This is your call to cosplay. Ganbari Fighto! Today we'll meet the cast of Season 1 who will compete in the most intense cosplay competition ever created. Their enemy, not each other, but the clock. And at the end of the day, only one will be champion. They will be competing for cash and prizes totaling over $5,000. So, it's time to cosplay. Hey everybody, welcome to Call to Cosplay. I'm your host, Keith Kawamura. In today's show, we will learn about the world of cosplay, how these players get into their costumes, and of course, the rules that each player must abide by. So before we begin, let's learn about cosplay.
So cosplay is the act of dressing up. It's short for costume play. So cosplay really took off in Japan when Japanese cosplayers started making costumes and attending conventions, but they were inspired by Americans that they saw at Star Trek conventions. And they said, wow, well, if these people can dress up like their favorite characters from this show, I can dress up as my favorite character from A, B, and C, whether it be a comic or a show. So what a convention is it's a gathering, a massive gathering of fans, whether it be an anime convention, a sci-fi convention, a comic book convention. They all sort of attend each other nowadays, but go to an anime convention, you're gonna see thousands of people enjoying their favorite anime, manga, video games by dressing up, buying things, selling things, just hanging out. And these things range from groups of 2,000 people to groups of 90,000 people, depending on where you are in the world. I'm really excited to be here because the contestants are amazing, I can tell you firsthand, and I'm really excited for them to all have the opportunity to not only showcase their talent to my fellow judges, but to you guys as well, because some of them are extremely talented and not many people can see what they're capable of. However, as a judge, I'm not going to be easy on them, especially because I know they wouldn't want me to be.
So now you know a little bit about cosplay, let's meet our first player.
My name is Zoe Flood, and I'm from Los Angeles, California. Well, since I was such a loner as a kid, I got really into anime and video games. My dad was a big nerd too. He took me to my first convention when I was 11, it was Anime Expo, and I saw everyone dressed up, and I was just like, people do this? Like, I want to do this. So when I was 12, it was my first cosplay experience. My process of making a costume, like, say the convention is Anime Expo, I'm going to be doing something that's much more like Japanese and like caters more to the type of people who will be going to the convention. And then so I always sketch out what I'm going to be making. Like I kind of make it into like a 3D like thing so I know exactly all of the details. I list everything that I need to buy. And then I just start like drafting a pattern. I usually will take like a clothing item that I have that looks a little bit like it and then like lay it flat and then draw around it, and I make it really big so then I can just keep making it smaller until it fits me. And then makeup, like for the convention, it always takes me like 2 hours because I want to be like perfect. Me looking like an anime character, I'm really able to like make it so because of like the amount of time that I spend on my makeup and like hair and stuff, and that really like changes everything. Competition doesn't bother me because I always feel like I look better than most other cosplayers, and it does give me an edge. And then also I don't pay attention to other people, like what they're doing. I just like focus on me.
Zoe is a smoke show. She could be the underdog in this competition. Why don't we meet our next competitor?
I'm Nicole Church from Tarzana, California. When I was little, I was really energetic, kind of a weird child. When I started middle school, I actually was bullied a lot when I was younger. And I didn't fit in with a lot of the girls at the school, and it was really disheartening. I kind of discovered anime through, well, it was on TV, and then I eventually discovered cosplaying when I would look up characters online from these shows on television. They replicated these characters perfectly, and I just wanted to try it. So that I discovered cosplaying just from a random search on the internet, and it was just something I kind of escaped, and I became these characters, and I was able to escape the bullying and the middle school years and the drama for a long time. For me, it's the discovery of a character first. From then, I kind of create a sketch for myself. I have like a flat sketch. I've taken fashion classes before, so I kind of know what I'm doing, and I decide what I want to use for materials, and I kind of try and make it like a set day, and I have like a small period of time where I want to get all the supplies and just work. I'd order all those supplies online because you can't always buy them in store, buy the wigs online, look up tutorials for how to do the hair and different pieces and different reviews on contacts, and it all just kind of is just one giant research experience. Up until the con, I'm working on the costume and adjusting things. Competition doesn't bother me, actually. If anything, it gives me more of a drive, and it makes me want to work harder and challenge myself and challenge the other person.
When we return, we will meet the formidable Celeste Orchid and a small-town girl with big city dreams when Call to Cosplay continues.
Anime Expo 2012. There's this photographer who asked to like take my photo and stuff, and that's like so like normal. And he starts shooting me from the ground, and he's like telling me like, oh, like you're so beautiful, blah, 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 blah. Like I love this character. He's like in a kneeling position, and then he gets up and he like totally has a huge boner, like, and I'm just like, dude, like, please, like, you need to go away and like take care of that. And he's like
Hey guys, welcome back to Call to Cosplay. Now to be a great cosplayer, you're going to need a lot of skill. To tell you a little bit more about that, why don't we see Judge Victoria.
As a judge, what I'm really looking for when it comes to technical skill is the silhouette of the costume as well as how structured it is on the body, because I find that that's one of the hardest things to pull off, and you really have to have a lot of knowledge about the fabric as well as tips and tricks on how to secure it onto your body.
So now that you know a little bit of the skills required, why don't we meet our next competitor.
Hi, I'm Marissa Flora, also known as Celeste Orchid, and I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I've been cosplaying for like forever. I would always play with my Barbie dolls, and they would have the coolest dresses, and I'm like, why can't I wear cool things like that? So I was always in love with crafting and sewing, but it wasn't until high school that I learned how to actually sew my own garments, and that's when I made my first costume. My first convention was SegoyCon 2005 in Covington, Kentucky. My friends actually dragged me from college. They told me, if you don't go, we're going to duct tape you to the car, doesn't matter how much it is, we're buying. So I decided to put together a last-minute costume within a certain week time, and it got great reviews. So the way I start off by planning my convention is where is it located, what time of the year, and artwork. I respect the time into that creation, and it's really awesome to be able to bring someone else's creation back to life, or to real life. There's not just one type of person that can costume play. There's all these different types of people that need to be respected, other than just big and nice armored costumes. I enjoy winning, and I love the spirit of competition. I've been competing since 2009, I've been cosplaying, I've been competing since 2007. I've won a lot and I've lost a lot, but guess what? I'm here to win.
Our next cosplayer comes from a small town in Salem, Oregon, and through a lonely childhood emerged a cosplay warrior.
My name is Wednesday, and I love doing cosplaying because it's just super fun and you meet a lot of great people. I was a really weird kid. I just kind of pushed people away, but then eventually, I came out of that and made a lot of friends, and I kind of picked all the lonely ones like me, and then we formed this big group of loners. Being lonely really opens up new doors, because you don't want to be alone. So you try and find things that you can do, that you can relate with other people. And I met some people who we're into anime and cosplaying, and that's just how I got started. Well, as I made these necklaces, I've always made like my own clothes here and there. So when I found out that people actually dressed up in things they made and went to giant anime conventions and dressed up as all these different people, I just thought I could totally do that. The first thing is I find a character that I kind of feel like we're similar in a way, like there's some trait that I can relate to this character and I could be this character. Look at the outfit, and then I just look around in my stuff, my personal inventory, and see if I have anything that fits that description, and if I don't, then maybe I'll make something, or I'll go to a thrift store and find something I can cut up or just put together. Cosplaying is just an outlet. It's something you can do with other people and you can relate. It's just fun. Yes, I'm competitive. I like to compare. That's just what life's about, though, you know? Be better.
We've met some great competitors. Now it's time to learn the rules of the game. Players will have a time limit of 8 hours to create a masterpiece. Go beyond that time limit and you will be disqualified. Players may have one assistant.
And a budget of only $100.
On this show, you don't really have to worry about the other cosplayers. What you need to worry about is time. Your biggest enemy is the clock. I'm really excited to see how Kimba Sprite does. She's known for her impeccable cosplay making and the speed in which she can get things done. Yuriko is not gonna sweat. I don't think we're gonna see her sweat at all. She's known for making a beautiful woman as well as a very beautiful man. I feel like she's gonna use her crossplay skills to her advantage, and we're gonna see some amazing work from her.
Time bothers me to an extent when it comes to making a costume, but I've also trained myself to work as fast as possible, and I kind of get in a zone when I work on costumes now. I think it kind of gives me an edge that I can work a lot faster than most people.
I'm really excited about the time because I really like working through stress, and I'm very used to like doing things on the fly like that.
I'm not afraid of the time limit because I'm a very creative person and I can do anything I put my mind to.
When we return, we will meet a competitor with mad skills and a crazy following. When Call to Cosplay continues.
And my all-time favorite character, Axel from Kingdom Hearts. He is very short that no one would notice in my family. One day, I forgot that I had shaved off all but a small patch of the front of my eyebrows. So I had my hair pushed back and my grandma walked in and was like, "Where are your eyebrows?" And I was like, "Oh no, I shaved them off for a character." She's like, "You shaved your eyebrows off?" And to this day, I do not have eyebrows there.
Welcome back. We learned about the first element, time. But now we're going to twist things up by throwing in a mystery item.
So mystery materials. This is what makes this show a little different. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what we're choosing. I want you to know that I made sure that all of the items are actually usable, but I'm going to be giving you some items that you might look at and turn your head. But to name a few, I'm thinking of giving you guys clothes hangers, plastic clothes hangers, as well as canned beats. Now, you can use the coat hangers to reinforce props or create a skeleton. For the beats, you know, that blush ain't looking too hot, use a beat.
The mystery material does not bother me. Actually, I feel like it's very exciting because I like surprises. When something else is thrown into the whole mix, I just go, whoa, okay, let's see what we can do with this now.
The mystery material, I wouldn't say it bothers me, but I'm very intrigued by what different household materials you can think up of.
Mystery material does not bother me at all. I am a huge MacGyver when it comes to cosplay. My Chun-Li actually features icing tips that you use for cakes for decorating. Those are my actual spikes.
So now you know the rules. Now let's meet our next competitor.
My name is Kimba Sprite and I'm from Sacramento, California. When I was a kid, I was very socially awkward. I was really unpopular. I was bullied a lot. I would hide in bushes a lot. Eventually, I discovered anime and comic books and video games and stuff like that, and it became a very big part of my life. So when I discovered cosplay, it was like the door was opening for me, and I finally found something that I could really get into and be confident and have fun with. My first big, I would say, fandom, it's not technically an anime, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've done probably about 12 or 13 Avatar costumes. When I create a costume, I first obviously decide on the character. I find reference photos, I find the correct fabrics, I find patterns, I draft the patterns, cut the patterns, I sew the patterns. It's a really long process sometimes, but I think my fastest costume I've done was in about 6 hours. My best costumes are Raven from Teen Titans, Sailor Jupiter from Sailor Moon, and Sasha Bros from Attack on Titan. I discovered cosplay and conventions when I was at my local bookstore, and they had flyers for a convention, like a really small one in town, and all I had was a Halloween costume of Raven from Teen Titans. I dyed my hair purple and it was good. When I eventually remade the costume, it was really important to me that I finally, full circle, came back to that costume and that character. I am told I have resting something face. I'm excited for the time limit. It'll give me a chance to test my skills and see how far I've come and if I really can do something so fast. So I'm excited and a little bit nervous about it.
Let's meet our next competitor. His name speaks for itself. Let's meet Champ.
Hey, my name is Jaden from Shai. I'm from Thailand originally. I live in a countryside in Thailand for like 17 years before I moved here. I got into cosplay because I hang out with a group of friends in high school in the United States. And we saw an ad, an anime expo 2008, and we see like a bunch of people dressing up in characters, and it just curiosity, how would I feel if I dressed like that? I mean, I like that character. How would I feel to be that character? I'm specialized in armor making, zero skill in sewing, just letting you know. So when I make armor, first I have to break down all the design. I work with different type of material, from foam, PVC sheet, sculpting, casting, latex casting. I have to select which material works best in different situations. Foam would be flexible, so I would use it for like joints. Pretty much it's a lot of process. Once you start building the base, you test fit, adding detail, test fit, walk around, see if it breaks apart. Then we start, painting, detailing, and test fit one more time. The fastest thing I ever made is in one day, which is my costume called League of Legends Jarvan. Do I think I can make custom in 8 hours? Yes, I can.
When we return, we will learn from the judges what they're looking for in a champion. Plus, a breakdown of who are the favorites and who are already on the bubble.
I was rushing with my friends to get to a booth at Comic-Con, and people were asking us for photos, and I'm like, no, we have to go somewhere. And then my friend's like, no, Kim, stop, this person worked on the show. And I was like, sorry. I didn't want to seem rude to them because I love the show and I love the characters. So it was kind of embarrassing for me, and I was like, oh no, now they're gonna remember me as this person. He's like, no.
I do have some crazy underage fan girl. I'm doing Sephiroth, and she just followed me around the whole time. All of a sudden, she's like, can I get a hug? Like, okay, sure, hug is fine. And without knowing, she just punched me right in the stomach. And she said, are you strong like Sephiroth? Like, no. Pretending not to hurt was the hard part.
Hey guys, welcome back to To Cosplay. We know the cast and we know the rules. Let's find out what the judges are looking for. Judging will be based on 4 criteria. 1. Craftsmanship. 2. Creativity. 3. Authenticity. And 4. The wow factor.
Craftsmanship. Now, I'll have help when judging you guys on this one, but we're going to be looking at what technical skill you put into creating your costume. Creativity. How well did the cosplayer use the mystery item that I gave them? Also, what methods did they put into creating the costume to save them extra time? Authenticity. How well do you own this character? How much like the character do you look? Wow factor. Did the cosplayer blow the judges away with their personality, attention to detail, with how good they look? Meaning, I might see one of you and start fangirling. I don't really see much of a competitive bone inside Champ. But I feel like he's gonna do his best. He's gonna have a lot of fun. Yuriko, now I know for a fact that she really wants to impress the judges, but most of all, she wants to impress herself. So I feel like more so than the clock, more so than the other contestants, she's really gonna bring us something great because she wants to hold it up to her own standards. Kimba Sprite cosplay, let's see. I feel like she's the one that's gonna bring us a lot of that wow factor that we're looking for. I've seen her pull off things that I would have never imagined anyone could pull off in 10, 20, 40 hours, so I'm really excited to see what she can do in 8 hours. Miss Macross cosplay. I'm really excited to see what she brings to the table because I think her knowledge of like her character database in her head is a little bit higher than the rest of the competition, so she's going to be able to look at the project at hand and think of a character that maybe the others wouldn't have. Vash Fanatic. Now this is a girl that can create armor. She's also really well known for her crossplays. From what I know, she takes a little bit more time creating her costumes, but that's because she's really detail oriented. Junkers Cosplay Inc. Well, he has a lot going for him. So what he's going to be bringing to the table, I know that the partner he's bringing is incredibly skilled when it comes to sewing, and he really has the authenticity thing going for him. He's really good at choosing which characters to cosplay, and when you look at him in costume, you always feel like you're looking at the character, and it really just takes your breath away.
Hey guys, that does it for this episode. You know the cast, you know the rules, and most importantly, you know what it takes to win. So with peace in my heart and fire in my soul, I say this to you, this is your call to cosplay. Hajime!
Well, I really like cosplay because it really challenges me. And then I guess like the attention to a certain degree. If I said that I didn't like it, I'd be totally lying.
The craziest costume I've ever had to wear, my succubus Catherine from the video game Catherine, which has a full bodysuit, full pleather gloves that go up to the top of my arms, full pleather thigh-high boots, and I wore that to Anime Expo, which is one of the hottest cons I go to, and I nearly passed out. I remember having to glug down about 4 gallons of water throughout the whole day.